So, hello. I have been off for some time, but now I have again managed to render all the videos and I have everything almost ready. The only thing left to do is to record audio for everything, and I was thinking to make more tutorials on like the technical aspect of painting, but I came to conclusion that there's plenty of those and lots of people are much better painters than I am. But from what I have observed throughout the years, and even now if I'm thinking back of it, there are very not a lot of videos or channels that explain what they do and why they do certain stuff, like why the certain design decisions are made. And I think it's very helpful, or sometimes it's even more helpful to explain to, especially to a young artist, the reason why you are doing something. Because in my case, my background is industrial design, like education wise. So asking the question like why is extremely important for me most of the times. It should be a core question, and usually answering the why question or how question will give you a brief or a design specs that will allow you to be very efficient in the stuff that you do, because you will make more or less educated decisions and you will have a reason to do certain stuff. Because at least in my case, if there is something that absolutely pisses me off and really makes me not want to work on something, is to do something without a reason, or if the reason is just because this is the way it should be, or this is because the way I want it to be. Now, of course, sometimes it's the only valid reason, because sometimes someone does not have, like, let's say 3 hours to write me a, I don't know, 10-page message why something like this should happen. Sometimes you just need to believe the, I don't know, art director or whoever, that they are right and just do what they want and just believe in them. It should be fine. But in general, asking several questions, even to yourself when you are working, can be very helpful while working on some illustrations or concepts or designs. And in this case, I got a relatively simple description of a Diptera theme. It's like a monster made out of kind of corrupted angels, corrupted cherubims. So instead of being all cute and sweet, they were supposed to be kind of like messed up and creepy and kind of heretical and ugly and disgusting, in a sense that if you encounter them as a player, you either are in a very bad place, or you have done something extremely bad, or most likely, I hope you won't want to make friends with this creature. So this was like the general idea. I don't have the description anywhere near me, but I remember the brief was very nice for it, was very open for interpretation. But about the briefs and how to create them, I guess we will talk in the next video, because I think a lot of people will, how to say it, will benefit from the know-how on how to read a brief, how to write a brief, and what to include in it, what to do not include in it, in my opinion. So I will share those info in the next video, or like the one after the next video or something like it. But in this case, I wanted to go with something that is creepy and disgusting, and I tried to nail down the ideas on how to make it creepy and disgusting without spending too much time on it. Because usually for work like this, you have like 1 or 2 days maybe, usually, because it's not like a high budget type of a thingy, and it's not extremely important for the entire project. It's one of the things that just needs to be done, but has to look cool relatively quickly. So I kind of went with the contrasts. If the cherubims are like cute, chubby, basically cute, chubby kids that bring love and are always like soft or whatever, I wanted to make them a little bit more disgusting based on what they are. So I didn't want to make them spiky and dangerous because it's not what cherubims are like, but I wanted to make them like cold and kinda like rotten meat, cold, fleshy, stinky, something that if you would touch it, like let's say, I don't know, the area between their heads, most likely you will vomit because it just kinda looks disgusting. And if you imagine the feeling of like this cold, slimy skin with some, I don't know, like shine to it, or just like goo on them, like it's something that is just kinda disgusting for me. And the idea came from looking at the porcelain figures of the cherubims, because if there is something that is extremely creepy for me, that I always found extremely creepy, are those small like porcelain collectibles of cherubims. They're like they hit different in terms of like being disgusting. Like, so for some people they find spiders are disgusting or whatever. Some other people find something else disgusting. I always felt those porcelain stuff, like the ref that I have, is just fucking creepy, man. It's just disgusting. So I thought incorporating this shiny, like very high specular material to them. High specular, yeah, I guess so. It will just work, and yeah, and I just use it. And I didn't want it to make it warm, so they're kind of like grayish, gray-green in colors, because this is kind of like a rotten meat. It's a little bit more disgusting. And because good angels have white wings or golden wings, the evil bat angel will have black and blue wings, kind of like a crow or some, I don't know, other animal that has black wings. So in this case it was very straightforward in terms of thinking. But usually the trick is to combine several very strong hooks. I think I can call them hooks, and just incorporate them into your design. So this way you will end up with something that most likely is not over-designed, but really serves its purpose. Like it conveys what I wanted it to convey. And to enhance the feeling of like disgust, horror and whatnot, I also decided to lead them from below, because if you want something to look creepy, you lit it from below. Like it was always like this, so I lit them from below because it's extra creepy, and it also gives those like deep shadows on the face. And deep shadows usually are creepy. Like people are not afraid of what they see. People are afraid of stuff that they don't see. And for this Diptera theme, I also thought that because previously it had like this red light behind him, I felt it's a little bit too hellish or too cartoonish looking, so I decided to get rid of it, because if I would imagine this guy appear somewhere, I would assume they will just appear from like a pitch black corner, or they will fly down from like a night sky or whatever without any light. So it's not like a hell portal would open, shining red light, and then those guys would show up. It will be more like you sit in a corner in like a dark room, and all of a sudden like those mofos just fly out of the corner and they want something from you. And then you have done something bad, and you will have some issues on your part, or that, yeah, or something disgusting will happen. So yeah, the thinking is quite straightforward for it. And usually keep it simple. If I could give you an advice, like don't add stuff to a design just for the sake of adding them. I think it's always worth asking yourself a question, why? So why should I add it? Why should I lit it this way? And if you can come up with like a good answer to this question, like then feel free to add something to it. Like, for example, I could add them a weapon, like, I don't know, a hammer or something, but the question would be, why would I give them a hammer? Like, I don't know, these guys probably would like mess me up with some dark magic, like they don't need a hammer, maybe for stylistic purposes, but then the hammer would feel a little bit out of place. If anything, Cherubims use bows, so maybe as the opposite of bows, because if Cherubims are like long-ranged type of a unit, then maybe giving them daggers or swords would be like the opposite of it, because then they will be a melee unit. But yeah, I just decided I want to make them like weaponless. They are as creepy as they are. Possibly magic users, so yeah. Let me know if you want those type of video. I mean, okay. Honestly, most likely I won't care. Like, I will record what I feel fitting, and next videos will be about the briefs and explaining why I do certain stuff the way I do them, without going over the technical aspects. But if you have questions on the technical aspects, feel free to ask them, and I will reply in the comments if I will remember what I did. So yeah, that would be all, and see ya. Have a good one.